criminals and beggars for the most part, but also those who had undesirable jobs like butchers, undertakers, actors, entertainers, and reaction channels.
And we are reacting to a video from the one, the only, the homie. Chat history, why you wouldn't survive feudal Japan. Let's get into it, obviously. What's good, Maxie? Stanley wins the country album show. I got a country song. I won't leak it today, though. I'll show y'all the country song a different day. I do need to reach this.
Alright, I'm starting to think you enjoy getting kidnapped. This time, you're flung into feudal Japan, a rather violent era in Japanese history spanning across several hundreds of years. But this year is 1467, the start of the hostile and chaotic Sangoku period.
Okay.
You've really got your work cut out for you with this one. Time to put your survival skills to use, if you have any. So, do you think you're up for the task?
I'm surviving feudal Japan. Now, tell me this. Do I spawn in black or do I spawn in a native? Because depending on which, it makes the game harder. It's kind of like South Park. You get what I'm saying?
Let's find out. Welcome to Sangoku Jai, also known as the Warring Clans period, a dangerous time in medieval Japan's already chaotic history. See what I mean? The Sangoku—
I'm catching that. On some Sun Jin Woo stuff? On some Sun Jin Woo? Hi! Why ain't y'all tell me I was ashy, gang? Y'all don't be fucking with me for real, bro. That's what I be saying, bro. Chance be telling me, yo, Stan, look at your elbow, bro. You know what I'm saying? No hate. Your joint a little ashy. Ooh, put some lotion on it. Ooh. Y'all ain't be saying nothing, bro.
Period was actually a subsection of the overarching Muromachi period.
Thank you, yes, sir.
That's not too important. All you need to know is that the government is falling apart. Basically, there's this guy, the Shogun. He's the ruler of Japan because he's a big, strong military man.
Okay.
But wait, I hear you say, I thought Japan had an emperor. And you're right, there is an emperor, and he technically rules Japan, but in reality, he's just a political figurehead that sits in the hotel cuck chair the whole time while the Shogun does
Okay.
all the hard work to satisfy the country's freaky desires. So what the heck is causing all the ruckus? Well, the current Shogun is in a bit of a pickle. All he wants to do is quit his job and retire so he can write poetry, paint, and strategically plant a few trees. Problem is, he has no son to take the reins, but he does have a war-hating monk brother. Beggars can't be choosers. Problem solved. Uh-oh, looks like the Shogun's wife Amazon primed a baby overnight. How embarrassing. Since there was a strict policy of no takesy-backsies, the Shogun's brother remains the rightful heir. Wait just one gosh darn fucking second, says Mrs. Shogun. I shot this baby out of my coot chute, so he's gonna be the heir. And thus, a power struggle—
Not ill. Birth is a beautiful thing. Shout out women and the things that you guys go through to make a baby.
began. I just want to paint. All of this instability within the shogunate caused the country to be split in two. Team Brother and Team Baby. Powerful clans waged war against each other in an attempt to get their side into power. This political shit show inevitably led to an uncivil civil war, the Onin War. So the government's in complete shambles and anarchists rejoice.
Right.
Then they have to realize that
Can
they
I
actually
eat
have
now?
to
Yeah.
live in an anarchy. So there's your background. Did you get all that?
Yeah. The Shogun shows his guns. That was bad.
Glad to hear. Anyway, here you are, just outside of Kyoto, the
Okay.
capital city of Japan at the time.
I love Kyoto. I love Kyoto. The new one, though. I don't know what the old one was on.
And it's just blazing with culture and fire.
Okay.
Looks like the warring clans are getting a little carried away at the moment. That being the case, you're forced to roam the countryside in search of a place to anchor your roots and figure out a way back home. But you quickly learn that danger is all around you. It was fairly common for—
You couldn't see it, but in the top left corner, he put Godzilla.
thieves, or bandits to cross your path and
What's
try to
good,
yoink all
Joshua?
your valuables, and then stab you. Would you believe that feudal Japan did not operate as a hierarchy? Well, you shouldn't, because it did. So let's get out that ladder and descend through the ranks, shall we?
Okay.
At the tippity top was the emperor. He was the guy in charge, but not really.
Makes sense.
He had a cool shirt, and that's about it. Then there's the shogun. He was actually in charge, with the power of commanding the military and controlling national policies and laws. And to be fair, he had a cooler shirt than the emperor. Directly reporting to the shogun were the daimyo, feudal lords and clan leaders that commanded various provinces around the country. They're proud of
Why does he have 4-star Dragon Balls on his shoulders?
their land, but they want more. Samurai were loyal warriors with neat swords
Okay, well, this one's just Darth Vader, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
that honorably served powerful nobles like the daimyo.
All right, I love
They were
Hunter.
the epitome of courage and honor, and their culture is thriving to this day. Ronin were samurai without their masters,
This one has the most aura.
but they could still be bachelors. Ashigaru were samurai interns and general cannon fodder. Basically, they were peasants who were given swords and told to stab other people while still earning a minimum wage.
Okay.
Peasants. The dirt poor majority of the population that did all the work to keep everyone alive. Nowadays, they're referred to as the middle class. Artisans were the ones who made your furniture, your clothes, and your tools. That's cool, but you can't eat a chair, can you? Can you?
And which piece would you like to start with first, sir?
Oh, just the leg. Merchants were scumbag salesmen that just profited off of everyone else's work and were deemed parasites because of it. Buy high, sell low. At the very bottom, to no surprise, were the outcasts.
Wait, no, wouldn't it be buy low, sell high? Yeah, it would be buy low, sell high, no?
Criminals and beggars for the most part, but also those who had undesirable jobs like butchers, undertakers, actors, entertainers, and reaction channels.
Chat history. Me and you are cool. You said, yo, Stanley, you gotta teach me how to battle rap. I thought me and you were always on a first name basis. People don't even know, but I be calling you Double C. Cause you know we got that attachment for real. Ooh. Cause CC is when you send an attachment for emails. I'll stop. Okay, my fault. All right, I didn't know we wasn't cool. My fault, bro.
Now, you have to understand that this is a very simplified structure of how feudal Japan's class system was laid out. It was a much more complicated web of relationships and rankings that is, quite frankly, above my pay grade as an outcast entertainer. So that begs the question, where would you fit in society? In reality, unless you were Chinese, Japanese, or look at these, you wouldn't have. You'd either be a social outcast or straight up sold into slavery without question. Even if you didn't end up being someone's perpetually untipped servant, you'd still end up being a peasant in some form, whether it's harvesting up rice or hauling in the fish. It was backbreaking work. From dawn until dusk, you did what you had to do to keep yourself and the country fed. After a long, exhausting day, you would get home to your cold, drafty, and very flammable home. Despite being the literal provider of the food for the country, your crops are owned by the shogunate, so you barely even have scraps to eat. Malnourishment was very common amongst the lower class, and while it often resulted in an early grave, you could also inspire a few musicians. If the starvation didn't get you, the diseases certainly would. Smallpox, measles, and chickenpox were known as the 3 great diseases. 3 great opportunities to end up 6 feet under. It's like 2 feet for each disease. But you don't have to deal with any of that. Okay, well, maybe still the disease if you're unlucky, but thanks to your recent battle, you're equipped to pass yourself off as a lowly Ashigaru, a foot soldier commanded by a samurai.
You know I slid on that hoe. You know I slid on it. Wrong reference. I don't care. I still slid though. I don't know what they were talking about. I ain't gonna lie.
Since they need as much help as they can get, they won't be asking any questions. If you can hold a sword and swing it at a bad guy, that's good enough. In an event completely convenient to the plot, a samurai wanders up and recruits you to be in his army. In Japanese, of course. Thankfully, you are able to read his subtitles and accept the position. Congrats, you're now a full-fledged member of the Hosokawa clan. one of many clans spread across the country. While the Hosokawa and Yamana clans fought for the control of the capital,
That doesn't sound that bad.
other clans fought to expand their own territories, and there were a bunch of them, like the Shiba clan, the Oda clan, and of
Shiba clan, isn't the Shiba clan the same who Fang over Fang? Is that not, or am I bugging?
course, Zelda fanboys. So let's see what your new job entails.
Says Hojo. I'm gonna be the Oda clan.
You're now a soldier, which means you need to start learning some discipline. You
Okay.
wake up at the ass crack of dawn to start your day,
Shiba, that's why.
eat a healthy breakfast of rice and veggies, and always practice good hygiene. You spend the morning strengthening your military skills and are partnered up with Hoshi. He's a nice guy. He was a farmer, but decided that maiming and pillaging could prove more lucrative. Together, you train martial arts, archery, and swordplay all throughout the morning as a
I could do all those things.
way to keep both your body
Chat, y'all don't notice, but I know how to do martial arts.
and mind sharp as attack. Whew, all that training made the time fly by. It's already noon, so after a quick lunch of rice and veggies, time to fortify the walls of the camp to make sure no bad guys get in. Build it huge. Looks like your samurai has a task for you. You've been assigned to gather intelligence from the enemy. We are in the middle of the Onin War after all, and that gosh dang Yamana clan is burning.
And yet, Yo-Yo be folding you. No, as a martial artist, my hands are registered weapons. Like, Yo-Yo could put his hands on me because he's not a registered weapon. You get what I'm saying? As soon as I put hands back on Yo-Yo, I got to go to jail because you got to register your hands when you're a martial artist.
Kyoto down faster than we are. Can't let that happen. No problem, Master Sam, you say in Japanese subtitles. You wait until nightfall to carry out the mission. After a hearty dinner of rice and veggies, you infiltrate the enemy camp without causing too much suspicion. You quickly swipe the intelligence and giddily make haste back to base. With the intelligence in hand, your samurai congratulates you on a job well done. In Japanese, of course. You slowly open the letter and scan the text. Oh no. It can't be. This is...
Hi, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Shit!
Yeah.
You stole the clan leader's mail by accident.
Huh.
Wait, there's a note. You're not the best at reading Japanese text, but you think you can make out what the message means. Looks like your next mission starts at dawn. Oh yeah, it's wartime.
This is where I think I'll shine the most.
You better get dressed, champ. You've got a country to die for.
Okay.
Unlucky for you, early Ashigaru were not well equipped for battle. Remember that they were dirt poor farmers. They couldn't afford ornate weapons, so they had to make do with what they had, which was farming equipment. Ever just want to shove a shovel into someone's throat just to see what would happen?
I feel like that's very effective.
Now you can. It kills
What's good, pocket watch?
them. One weapon of choice was the kama, a simple sickle-like weapon suited for slicing and stabbing some sneaky suckers. If you get the DLC, you can slap a chain on that bad boy, granting
should.
you a lethal radius of several feet and allowing you to open that pit up. Ashigaru that were well-trained or well-funded had access to better weapons and armor.
Oh, nice.
Perhaps the most effective weapon that they could wield was the yari, a long spear that could be outfitted with all kinds of blades. Want to stab? Go for the Omi Yari. Want to slash? Try the Katakama Yari. If you want to support the boys from afar, get yourself a Yumi, an asymmetrical longbow which was deadly on the battlefield with an effective range of over 400 feet. Archers were a core support group in any army. They would riddle the battlefield using a reliable method of spray and pray. It's just a shame that friendly fire was always on. If you wanted to spice things up, you could opt for
Oh my gosh, war back in the day, and even now, but war back in the day just sounds so gruesome and heinous, bro.
fire or even explosive arrows. As for armor, it varied. The best Ashigaru were absolutely strapped with thick leather chest pieces, helmets, sleeves, and greaves. They were usually fitted with metal plates for added protection. Low-ranking Ashigaru were fitted with a cheaper, easier to produce armor called jack shit. Whatever clothing they had was their best bet. But it should be noted that the spoils of war were generous. Ashigaru were allowed to pillage and loot whoever they attacked. Slay an enemy with better weapons and armor? Looks like you found an upgrade. Now that you're all equipped, it's time to storm the battlefield with your best friend Samurai. What a cool guy. No. They got Sam. That's it. You charge into battle to avenge your fallen mentor. You spot an enemy, but it's a familiar face.
Who?
Hoshi?
The
You
person
switched
who trained?
sides? Yeah, much better loot, says Hoshi, in Japanese, of course. Just then,
Not
you
my
notice
bro,
fire
Hoshi.
spreading to a nearby building. Well, that's gonna suck, eh?
Ah, that's gonna suck, eh? It took me a second. Chat history. You sly dog. You handsome sly dog.
Ugh, you again? Kyoku naku, hito no ke o sorenai de kudasai.
I'm not gonna lie, 20 deaths. I feel like I've seen chat history come out with more deaths before. I think I survived feudal Japan, bro. I feel like I have the archetype. The archetype, you gotta remember, these are very little men and women and they are going through famine. Me personally, I'm just not accepting that. I'm not dying. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.